Hello, this is Michael. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're around the world. Hello, and welcome to our midweek live stream. As you know, every Wednesday, 3:44 Eastern, we're having a live stream where we talk about the market, we talk about stocks, we analyze them, and everything is on this channel, which means everything is going to be in English. So if you're not an English speaker, this is a good opportunity to maybe learn, maybe educate yourself. And please keep the comments in English. Thank you. And if you're new and you don't know how you got here, my name is Micha. Micha Stocks would be like my last name. And on this channel, we talk about stocks, we analyze them, but nothing is financial advice. Everything is just for educational purposes only, and also entertainment, depending on the stock you might ask. Okay, so let's dive in. This is how the markets are performing today. Red, again, second day in a row. I think we need to restart something. Can someone call the markets and maybe, I don't know, restart? So the S&P 500 is down 0.4%. NASDAQ, almost 0.5%. Dow, 0.4%. And the Russell leading by down under 0.9 after a very good news that they got last week, the Russell got last week, that rates came down. Yet, because there's fear that there will be only one additional rate hike, which I think there will be two, but never mind, the Russell is kind of relaxing itself. Gold, yesterday was all-time high. Today it's correcting a bit to where it was yesterday and the day before, so that's really not something dramatic. Same for silver. If we look at the 10-year is at 4.1. Again, everyone is afraid of what Powell might do and whether the labor market will be damaged as much to keep pushing rates down. Rates will come down. Whether they're going to come down next month, the month after, or coming early 2026 when Jerome Powell would be replaced by someone that Treasury Secretary Bessent or Trump will nominate. So this whole game is a few months game. Now, that doesn't mean that the market isn't correcting, and it should correct after it ran up the way it did. Yet, I think it's a bit premature for all that. Let's talk about things that are not premature, and we'll start with Meta. Zuckerberg today answers and says that Instagram has over 3 billion, with a B, monthly active users. Crazy. I have no idea how many of them have my face and assume they're me. I have one that thinks my name is Sydney, one that thinks my name is George, and one that thinks my name is Micah, but with different letters. So yeah, out of the 3 billion, at least I have a few millions of users under my name, or actually trying to be me. Microsoft today embraced OpenAI rival Anthropic. Basically, what Microsoft is doing is very easy. They're saying, look, we're agnostic to any provider. We're going to provide Copilot, and if you want to use Anthropic, that's fine. If you want to use OpenAI, that's fine. If you want to use whoever you want to use, it's fine by us. We do not care. That is, of course, a blow to OpenAI, but for Microsoft customers, it's fine. This is Zoox. It's the autonomous vehicle by Amazon. As you can see, it's almost identical. If you put a mirror in the middle, it's identical from the right side to the left side because it has no steering wheel, no drive or anything. It's fully autonomous. Currently, it's being tested in Nevada, in Las Vegas, and between the Amazon headquarters, I think in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. They want to get approval for driverless car deployment for more and more states. As you can see, the biggest companies are trying to promote right now driverless car, autonomous driving, however you want to call it. So that's Amazon. I have the same thing on Waymo. Wait a second. Waymo starts Waymo Business. Let me find Waymo Business. Here it is. Waymo Business before we talk about Bitcoin. Waymo, or Google, wants to start Waymo for business. And what it means is that now companies would be able to offer driverless cars for their employees. Baba today said they're going to increase their investment in AI. That, of course, sent Baba stock up by 7 or 8 or 10%. Let's see where it is right now. 8.3%. The big question around Baba and around Chinese AI is not will they have AI. They will have AI. Because sovereign AI is countries that have decided to take all their data and put an AI layer on top of it. Not only for military use, but also for civilian use and other uses as well. Who will dominate that market? Currently, we know that Germany's kind of having a project with OpenAI, but other countries, who knows? What's that? Intel is said to ask Apple to invest as part of a comeback bid. Interesting. That might have sent Intel stock up today by 5%. Maybe that's the reason. Someone always knows, so that's breaking from the last few seconds. And probably that's the reason why Intel is going up 7.2%, because Intel is asking Apple to maybe come back and invest in it. As some of you might remember, Apple chips, or I think they were in Mac maybe before the iPhones, were Intel, until Apple started developing their own chips. Here you go. This is the... Intel is said to ask Apple to invest in it. If everyone would invest in Intel, then why do we need Intel? That's a very interesting question. Why would we need Intel? Guys, in the comments, I request, please keep the comments in English. If you cannot keep the comments in English, I will have to ban you, and don't put me in that situation, okay? Thank you. So that's Intel. Let's go back to Brian Armstrong, who says that Bitcoin in 2030 might reach $1 million. So let's talk about it for a second. Let's do quick math around here. I had an earlier live stream on my advanced and let's call it premier tiers on Discord, which we talked about getting to 100,000, whether it's dollars or something like that, kind of as a milestone that everyone should have. But let's talk about Bitcoin to 1 million. Let's assume for a second that he's right. Put aside right now your own feelings, your own thoughts. Let's assume for a second, let's play around with a number. Let's assume that Bitcoin might reach $1 million. It's currently 113,542. Let's say you will put $1,000 on it. You would buy fraction of iBeat or whatever ETF. And again, this is not recommendation or anything. I'm just speaking out loud here, just between us. If it doubles, if not doubles, if it multiplies itself by 10, the 1,000 would be 10,000. Great. If you lose the 1,000, if that is that dramatic for you, maybe yes, maybe no, you decide. Let's play the same game with 10,000. Let's say 10,000 is not dramatic. And let's say Brian Armstrong is wrong, Bitcoin is going to zero. By 2030, let's say you put $10,000. By 2030, will you be able to compensate yourself on the $10,000 that you lost? I hope you would, and I hope you will. So until 2030, it's 4 years, right? Yeah, 4 years. That's $2,500 a year. Can you compensate yourself if Bitcoin goes to zero? Probably the answer is yes, right? Okay. What happens if Bitcoin reaches 1 million and you put $10,000? You would be at almost $100,000. That's interesting. Now, I'm not saying it will go there. I have no idea if it will go there. I'm just saying, think about it. Think about it. Okay. Let's continue. So we talked about Waymo earlier. Let's see what else I have here. Alibaba, we talked about it. I think we're done with the news. Let's start looking a bit at some of the stocks around here. So we talked about Intel, 5.9. It's going a bit down after I after I showed it and said that's amazing. Guys, again, please keep the comments in English. If the English is too complicated for you, you do not have to write anything. You can sit and just listen. Believe me, you don't have to write. Fight yourself. Fight. Okay. Nikola Tesla, hello. What brought you here? What do you think about WRD? Its fundamentals look solid and the chart also seems good, but I'd be happy to hear your opinion. Let's talk about WeRide, WRD. WeRide is a Chinese-sponsored company. When I'm saying that, because we always need to be careful when we talk about fundamental for Chinese companies. This is how the chart looks like. The last support was around 12.2, or the early support, sorry, was 12.22. It ran up all the way to 44, crashed to 6, and now again it's hovering at that area, and we can see there's a lot of resistance around the 12.2. Would I be involved in it? No. I would wait to see some kind of breakout. I would love to see it above its resistance line. I wouldn't buy it here. Now, because you mentioned its fundamentals, let's dive in for a second and see its fundamentals. I have no idea what the fundamentals are, so let's dive in. WRD. Okay, this is WRD. All the numbers here are Chinese. So revenue is stagnant. Quarter over quarter, you can see year over year. Revenue growth stands at 11%, which is not amazing. It's losing money. So fundamentally, it doesn't do anything. Let me show you. You want to see revenue going up. You want to see, no, I didn't want that. Sorry, I wanted this, not them. This is what I wanted. Here, you want to see revenue going up. You want to see EPS going up. You want to see free cash flow. WeRide, WRD, doesn't have that. It's pretty stagnant. So I wouldn't be that excited from it. Shai, thank you very much. Boris, hi. Did you see Jim Cramer's screen on his show, Mad Money? No, I didn't. Sorry. Gil, hi Micha, please check BMNR. So BMNR wants to be an Ethereum treasury company, which means that they want to acquire Ethereum. Right now, it's been dropping for the last 4 days, basically, from the price of 64 all the way down to the price of 50.9. 50.9 is a very interesting spot because that is the spot where it needs to hold. 50.9. If it doesn't hold that, it will go down all the way to 39.9. So be careful. What we do see, and we hope the market will close in 3 minutes, that we are seeing a reduced volume, which means that sellers are kind of getting exhausted. They're not exhausted yet because we do not see the buyers stepping in yet, but we might get there very soon. Kira, hi. Any thoughts on PFGC? PFGC. Performance Food Group Company. Let's look at PFGC. Okay, PFGC. Currently, it's a bit further than I like from its 150-day moving average. As you can see, it kind of gets away from the moving average and then touches back. Gets away, touches back. Right now, it's a bit further than I would like. I would wait for a correction before I would step in to PFGC. At least from my perspective, I would wait. Marvell, what do you think I should hold? I don't know if you should hold. Let's look at Marvell and let's look at Marvell's chart. So Marvell finally today kind of saw increased buying. You can see that the volume is at 42.4%, which is higher than usual. You can see it down here. And you can see it's very close to its resistance around $83. I would wait until it breaks out of the resistance. That's what I would do. I would just wait because currently you know that you have kind of this resistance, which of course kind of slows down a stock. So just remember that. Yuval asks us to look at CoreWeave and chart looks perfecto. So CoreWeave's chart, I know it almost by heart, broke out. It has these higher lows and it kind of bounced on them today. This is a very interesting candle, which represent that we might see kind of a change of direction going up. CoreWeave is relatively a new company in the stock market. CRWV just IPO'd a few months ago, so I'm not sure we really have a history on it. We have only the IPO history. You can see revenue going up. Put aside the percentage, it doesn't mean anything. It's still losing money. It's still borrowing a lot of money. And it's kind of playing around with NVIDIA NVIDIA chips. I would tell you this on CoreWeave. If you believe the AI infrastructure play is something that money will keep pouring in, CoreWeave is going to be a huge beneficiary of it, and the stock would go up to all-time high, 187. The only issue that I don't remember if it's today or tomorrow that their lockup period from the IPO starts and people will start selling shares. So that kind of might create a headwind for the stock, at least for the next few days. Beyond that, the chart looks good. It broke out of its its lower highs here. Looks okay. Looks okay. Let's hear the closing bell, and then we'll continue. Here they are, 40 seconds till closing bell.
Flow. So I do think that's why the market's a little bit non-committal here, not willing to.
By the way, now it's being
to new highs simply because
presented that Intel has also reached out to other companies about investing. So Intel wants everyone to invest in it. So why do we still need Intel if everyone's going to invest in it?
A lot of these mature trends to take a break.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. That's Mike Santoli. We'll go red, obviously, across the board. Russell, biggest leader today. Interest rates were up a bit. So all of that sort of weighing on what's happening on the street today. We'll see on the other side.
Here we go. We have the Ryder Cup 2025 and S&P Global.
Well, that's the end of regulation. S&P Global ringing the closing bell at the New York Stock
Exchange. As you can see,
PGA
major averages ended on the red. Let's dive in and see how they look today. Here is how they looked today. Major averages. S&P 500 down 0.3, NASDAQ down 0.36, the Dow down 0.4, and the Russell down 0.9. VIX calmed down to 16.3. Dixie is the dollar is 97.8. Bitcoin 1135, and Ethereum 4163. Let's continue with more questions before we end this live stream. Ethereum, yeah, let's look at Ethereum for a second. So 4164, we get a doji. A doji usually is a candle that represents a change of direction that is starting to kind of creep in. You can see that the reason why it's a change of direction, or it might be a change of direction, looks like a cross. It's because you get this equation between the sellers and the buyers. And now we will wait to see tomorrow. If tomorrow we get a green light, this was indeed a turning point. Hopefully this will, there's still 4 more hours, so I'm not sure the volume would stay this way. But if it would stay this way, that might be really interesting to see. So we will wait with this. Dolev, thank you very much. Hi, Micah. What do you think about Soon stock, S-O-U-N? So S-O-U-N broke out of its resistance here. You see the resistance was 1769. Checked support. Tomorrow is the test. If it stays above 1769, then we're in play. If it goes underneath, we're in a bit of trouble. So hopefully it will stay above, and would really okay. Someone wants my feedback. Probably they don't really want my feedback because my feedback wouldn't be that good. I would say if Soon stays above 16.72, that's good. SanDisk, SNDK. SNDK ran up very strong. Now it's correcting a bit. I would put a stop loss here. I wouldn't stay long. NBIS, party's over. Probably if we don't find any more buyers. Currently there are buyers. As you can see, the volume's still persistent and it goes up. Once the volume dries up, then the party is over. Currently it's still going up, NBIS. Would I start a play here? No, but depends on you. MRK. Merck and company. Going down, you want to stay because of this trend line? Stay because of the trend line, but basically I would really make sure my stop is in order. 79.3, I wouldn't stay. It doesn't look good. APLD, I wouldn't stay till 73. I wouldn't. APLD, not a nice candle after several days of green. Probably starting to tell you that there might be a correction in play. So just be careful with it. What do you think about Tempus AI? Nancy Pelosi's bet in the past. So it got stuck at around 91. And as you can see, it's correcting right now beyond the stop loss, which means that this trade, if it ever existed, does not exist anymore. And at least if I were inside, I would probably be out at 82.2. I don't like the way it looks in the last 3 days, at least from my perspective. Shai, Mike, I'm new and have been watching you for about 2 months. Thanks for the knowledge. Tilray, oh, the darling of 2020 is back. Tilray, the cannabis producer from Canada. This is how the chart looks like. This is how it might look like in shorter time frame. I would wait for a breakout around 1.6 before I would say that there's a cup and handle. Yes, it looks like a cup and handle. Yes, it might be a bearish to bullish, but because there's a lot of people waiting to sell here at 1.5, I would wait. I wouldn't step in so fast. Could you please share your high, low, and ATR indicator? ATR indicator is under Micha Stocks custom watermark. You just go to indicators, Micha Stocks custom watermark. Here it is. And the high-low, it's called pivot high-low. Which one is it? I don't remember. Let me tell you. Pivot high-low, settings, pivot HL. There, it doesn't matter. And then you just change the numbers to your liking. And last but not least, QUBT. QUBT, quantum stock. All the quantum stocks went up very strong in the last few days, and now it's correcting. Once it's under 22.08, there's no trade. If you were in, the stop loss should be around 19.7. If you're not in, wait for the breakout. You don't need to keep your stocks in. You don't need to be a bag holder. Wait for it. Wait for it to break out. Wait for the volume to come in. If the volume won't come in, then your cash is better. Let's talk about open door. Open door today found itself bouncing, going up 15.8%. This on the, as you can see, this is a resistance point, 7.3, which became support, and it went up. Just closed its gap, and we'll see. We'll see where open takes us. No doubt a volatile stock, 14% ATR, which means that in average, in the last 14 days, it moved 14% per day, which is crazy. And last, Wei Sean Xing. Hi, Akiva from Israel. Hi. Can you review Bristol Myers? Yeah, sure. BMY. And that would be the last chat, please, because I have something to do. BMY. First of all, the stock from a technical perspective doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. You can see the 150-day moving average going down. You can see that it has lower highs, which means that the highs are going lower. And the lows, they are going lower, 44, 42. Right now it's at 44. So from a technical perspective, there's nothing here. It looks bad, really bad. Let's look from a fundamental perspective. So BMY. Revenue stagnant, increasing by 2.5% year over year, which means that there's no change in revenue. You can see that the EPS, right now it's positive, but you can see that it's not growing. Free cash flow is also stagnant. PE might be very attractive because it's low PE, but when your revenue doesn't grow, your PE, even 17 on the next 12 months, seems to me too much because your revenue isn't growing. Once we'll see the chart changing direction, then it means that someone knows that the revenue is starting to change. Otherwise, no bueno. This is from a different language. Guys, thank you very much for our Wednesday midweek stock market analysis. My name is Micha Stocks. We're going to do it every Wednesday, 3:44 Eastern. Thank you very much. Till next time. Bye-bye.